Do you feel stuck, like a painful memory keeps replaying in your mind, no matter how hard you try and move on? But what if there's a way to break free?
EMDR.
EMDR therapy.
Therapy for trauma.
EMDR.
They call it a lifesaver.
EMDR is a revolutionary therapy that helps you finally let go of trauma, fear, and negative beliefs that have been holding you back for your entire life. My name is Cameron. I'm a registered psychologist based here in Australia, and in this video, I'll show you what EMDR is, how it works, and why so many people just like yourself are calling it life-changing. Stick around, it might be the breakthrough you've been searching for. What is EMDR? Your brain is designed to process and make sense of your experiences and then file them away as your past. But trauma throws a wrench in the system. Instead of your memories being neatly organized and stored as part of your past, trauma memories get stuck, unprocessed, and emotionally charged. It's as if they're frozen in time, replaying over and over again whenever something reminds you of them, leading to emotional distress and feeling overwhelmed. That's where EMDR steps in. So let's break down each element. The EM in EMDR stands for eye movements. This is otherwise known as bilateral stimulation, which can include eye movements, but it can also include tapping as well as sounds. Bilateral stimulation gives your brain the boost it needs to process through the memory. Think of it as jump-starting your brain's natural healing process. The D in EMDR stands for desensitization. Trauma memories are intense, often carrying fear, anxiety, and shame. EMDR reduces that intensity, so the memory becomes manageable, no longer controlling you. Lastly, the R stands for reprocessing. This means going beyond simply calming you. It rewires how your brain connects the memory to the current negative beliefs, such as I'm powerless or I'm in danger, and replaces it with more empowering truths like I am safe or I am strong. Picture your brain as an air traffic control tower, directing the planes, your daily experiences, to the right hangars to be safely stored. Normally, a part of your brain called the hippocampus handles this smoothly. But when trauma strikes, the tower gets taken over by the amygdala, your brain's alarm system. The planes, or your traumatic memories, get stuck circling the sky, causing chaos and disrupting your life. EMDR helps your brain regain control of the tower. This means calming the chaos, allowing your hippocampus to do its work by safely storing those memories. The memories remain part of your story, but they no longer control or define you. If you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more content unpacking the power of psychology. So how does EMDR actually work? At its core is something called the Adaptive Information Processing Model. I know it's a mouthful, but let me explain. This model explains that your brain naturally wants to process and integrate your experiences, but trauma disrupts this process, leaving memories stuck. Stuck memories aren't just painful, they shape negative beliefs that you have about yourself, such as I am worthless, I am not good enough, or it's all my fault. EMDR connects these memories to your brain's positive adaptive resources. This is what creates that profound shift in how you relate to that experience. It's not just about desensitizing emotions, it rewires how you perceive the memory in 4 key ways. Number 1, your sense of time. The memory stops feeling like it's happening now. It shifts to something distant, part of your past, not your present. Number 2, the symptoms fade. The emotional weight lifts, with anxiety, tension, and distress gradually fading away. 3, there's a reactive shift. Behavioral patterns like avoidance or hypervigilance finally lose their grip over you. This allows you to respond how you want to respond in any situation. 4, a sense of self changes. In the memory, it's tied to a negative belief such as I'm not good enough or I am unworthy. Instead, it allows us to see ourselves in a completely different way, seeing ourselves as good enough, as okay. So, we know EMDR uses bilateral stimulation such as side-to-side eye movements, rhythmic tapping, or alternating sounds to activate both sides of your brain. But why does this work? A compelling explanation is the working memory hypothesis. When you recall a traumatic memory, it takes up a lot of mental space, leaving you stuck in the vivid details. Adding bilateral stimulation introduces the second task, which creates what's called a dual task demand. This reduces the intensity and the vividness of the memory, making it feel less overwhelming. Another fascinating connection, if you've ever watched someone sleep in a non-creepy way, you might see their eyes rapidly moving back and forth. This is called REM, or rapid eye movements, and it's a stage of sleep where your brain is processing and consolidating memories. Sound familiar? EMDR is thought to mimic this mechanism, tapping into your brain's inbuilt ability to heal and rewire. What is the result after all of this? Those once distressing memories no longer control your emotions, behaviors, or beliefs. Those memories then become part of your story, just another chapter, not a defining one. So who is EMDR for? EMDR is truly life-changing, and not just for trauma survivors, but for anyone feeling stuck because of their past. Is it evidence-based? Well, in a major study analyzing over 6,000 participants, EMDR ranked among the most effective treatments for PTSD, outperforming medications and counseling. That is incredible, but here is what is more astonishing. In another study of participants with PTSD, they went through a 6-week treatment of EMDR, 2 90-minute sessions per week. At the end of the 6-week treatment, 68% of the participants no longer met the criteria for PTSD. And it didn't end there. They did a 12-month follow-up and they found that number rose to 81%. That's not just progress, it's real, lasting change. But the story doesn't stop at PTSD. EMDR has found to be effective for depression, anxiety, and chronic pain. In fact, a systematic review of 90 studies found that EMDR led to significant improvements across these conditions. This gives hope to people who felt like they've tried everything without much success. For many, it's the light at the end of the tunnel. I've seen it firsthand in my practice as a psychologist. I've watched people haunted by car accidents, veterans carrying the weight of their service, and survivors of childhood trauma finally break free. Seeing them reclaim their lives is nothing short of extraordinary. It's why I do what I do. So if you've ever felt trapped by patterns or memories that no longer serve you, consider this. What would change if you gave EMDR a chance? Could this be your turning point? EMDR isn't just about processing through memories, it's about reclaiming your life and breaking free from what's been holding you back. I've seen this therapy transform pain into strength, fear into resilience. If you're curious about EMDR or have tried it yourself, leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're in Australia and looking for support, I'm available for telehealth sessions. Just check out the links in the description for more details. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos unpacking the power of psychology. The next video will dive deeper into how trauma affects our brain.